Most people think of summer as a time to unwind. A time for barbecues and lazy days spent on sun-soaked beaches. But for students in the Applied Communication Program, or ACP, this just isn't the case. We, in ACP, spend the summer term out in a variety of media-related co-ops. I spent my summer working as a videographer for Shaw TV. Let's go have a look at what home base looks like. Yeah, that's me. This is the ground floor, where I checked in every day and got the gear that I needed. Shaw does a lot of community programming right here in this studio. This nice fellow's name is Boxy. He is one of the hardest working team members at Shaw. So let's have a look at what it takes to be a videographer. A good videographer is always prepared. Spare batteries, tapes, and functioning gear are a must. When shooting with a reporter, good communication is important.
Yeah, but I have a cable.
You can connect it to it.
What's the story on today?
The story is about a big sports complex that's opening up in Langford.
Oh, okay.
It's going to have 10-pin bowling, 20 lanes of 10-pin bowling, and a big hockey rink, and it's just one more recreation type facility that Langford is building for this growing community. So here we are to represent the growing community in some construction, and then we're going to head down to the sportsplex to talk to the mayor. Yeah. And that's it.
Good sound or sound ups are also important. Sound ups help breathe life into visuals.
So the reporter draws inspiration and starts to get geared up for the story?
Yeah, I look at what they're shooting, and I try and write to that, using the sound and the visuals to kind of piece the first part of my story together. So. Can you see that?
Some days were spent approaching random people in parking lots or covering drag baseball games. Other days, not so much.
Our intention with the public consultation is really getting out in the community, hearing what the people have to say about this space, and trying to develop a management plan that reflects their opinions.
The city says there are no plans to dig up the bodies.
The Vic PD over the last few years, one thing the community said is that the last few years it's really changed and cleaned up in that sense. So I think the Victoria Police Department has done a good job.
The city will be holding more public consultations this week or later in the fall. It wants to see what ideas the public has for the park and the surrounding areas.
I think raising awareness of the history of the park is really important too. It's got an interesting history, and I think most people would be quite curious to know.
It is a park. We come here often. We go to the Y across the street, so this is a nice place.
Day and night, these folks are giving the horse and carriage companies a pedal for their money.
It's about 70,000 square feet, and we had it completely regraded. We did some structural repairs to the stone wall that holds the lawn in place. We removed some non-Dunsmuir era trees so that you have better shots of the castle from the lawn.
And now with the new refurbishment, they've created some windows so that you can actually peer through and see the original log structure.
From sandy speckled grays to dusty pinks and rusty reds, jagged and sharp to smooth and round, found in all shapes and sizes, all coming together in a symphony of stone.
So the red stones are New Mexico, the green and the rose quartz is Utah.
Take a wider look. This is his largest creation yet. The Island Highway is taking on a life of its own with this wall. Imagine that the city would have a say in what this wall would look like, but not the case. That was left up to Andreas.
When you take a closer look at the wall and see where each and every rock is placed and how it's placed, you think it was all planned and done on purpose. But actually, Andreas says he just kind of goes with the flow.
There's some unique features to this wall, like this heart-shaped rock, costing over $200,000 and paid for by the View World Casino.
It was a little stage that was part of the open air festival that they had here downtown, and there might have been a couple hundred people at the time that was out. It was a really small community, pretty much just the electronic music community.
And there's a beer garden.
There is a beer garden. Phillips beer and a little bit of Marydale cider.
Ooh, I could crush an apple. BC Day Long Weekend, the 8th annual Victoria Electronic Music Festival, right here in Centennial Square.
On
John's
this
pumped.
stage, I'm not pumped.
He's pumped.
I'm not
He's pumped.
He's
in
pumped.
Victoria, I'm James Green for the Daily.
Cheers.
Sing that song you sang about.
I'm not gonna sing my Vamp serenade. Do you want me to do the
Come on, they're watching right now.
They're
Sing
watching.
it.
You want me to do the music's in the air? I don't know the words because I'm everywhere.
On the count of 3, make some noise for VMF. 1, 2, 3.
In Victoria, for The Daily, I'm Nate Jones.